Hey folks, Gail Eubanks. Out here smoking my Medico. I could not remember the name of this pipe. It's a Medico. It belonged to my cousin Ray. It's got the Aztec scenery on it. Sterling silver Aztec scenery on it. I'm smoking, oh Lord, there goes the alarm factory. Cornell and Deal chocolate. Smoking this pipe today to honor Ray's daughter, Gail, who has passed. She's fought Parkinson's for, I don't know, 3 years or so, but she has passed and she is no longer suffering. And I just thought this was something that I might do. Smoke Ray's Medico pipe on my little vlog here. Got some business I gotta take care of first. Check this thing out right here. That's a 3D printed knife. Well, box cutter. And I already tell you right now, I ain't gonna keep this pipe lit talking. Old boy at work makes these things. He's got a 3D printer, and he got an Etsy store, whatever that is. I told him, I said, now, you know, it's hard to read this font. And I would think if he's gonna have a business card, you'd have something easy to read. But it's Everyday Cult 3D printing. His phone number and email address is on there. If you have 3D printing needs, give old Garrett a call. Apparently he's pretty good at it. It's pretty interesting. I've been looking into maybe getting into it, but I ain't done it yet. Well, if you are a viewer of YouTube, you may be familiar with a man named Roman Atwood. I think he has started another channel, and he's on like day 140 something or 130 something of posting a video every day. Well, here on the little homestead farm, we're on day 3 of near rain. Near rain. Which is Sunday. We come in from church, ate a little sandwich, gonna get me a little nap, dozed off to just biblical proportions of thunder. And that was it. Nothing. I mean, it didn't even sprinkle. I mean, the last 2 days we have got sprinkles enough to settle the dust on the vehicles, but nothing to speak of as far as rain. Now this chocolate tobacco is very moist. I probably should let it dry out a little bit because it's hard to get it to burn. Now you may still hear a few rumbles of thunder. I'm not too worried about getting wet. We've had so much near rain here just recently, and with my my biblical thoughts process, it takes me over to the book of Jude. I think it's the 12th verse. There's only one chapter in Jude. You can read that in one night. But it talks about clouds without, I forget, clouds with no rain, clouds without water. I forget exactly how it's termed. Now there it's talking about the apostolate teachers who had come along and jumping on the bandwagon of Christianity in its earliest days. And they had nothing about them, just like clouds without rain. You know, like now, I mean, you know, those clouds, you'd say they got rain in them. We hear the thunder rumbling, so we know there's rain up there, but it's not falling. But other times you see these nice white fluffy ones and they're just beautiful, but there's no rain in them at all. So anyhow, we're on day 3 of clouds with water but no rain. Give y'all a little update. Oh, I mean, it's just cool what you can do. If you've been following my channel for any time now, you'll know that I've been having some issues. Not life-threatening or anything like that, but just, you know, issues that don't really sit well with me. I've been to the doctor more this year than I have been probably in the last 10. All started out with my regular physical, everything fine there, and then started having some trouble with a tooth, so I had to go to the dentist about that. I went to my regular dentist, my regular appointment, and they said, "Oh, it's fine. Just rinse your mouth out with salt water." Well, that's a hock of nothing. That didn't solve any problems. Still had the issue. I had to go to a new dentist, Dr. Frisbee. A very unique name. Pretty good dentist. I like him. He's a young guy. He's probably about size. He's about the age of our oldest son. Very good chair side manner. And I had a filling that had to be replaced. It had a cavity growing in it, and it's still a little tender. I think I need to. He said if it's still bothering you in a week or two, he's come back. He said I'll buff it down some. So I think it may need. But other than that, kudos to Dr. Frisbee. That was an easy one. Now the wind had picked up just enough. I ain't gonna lock this pipe. So then, y'all all know about my issue from my last video where I talked about my vertigo, motion sickness, whatever. Went to a regular doctor, ENT. Well, I went last week for physical therapy for my balance. Am I cutting off the top of my head? I may have been. And they performed an epilepsy maneuver on me to try to determine what was going on inside my head. I had an MRI and everything. And, you know, she had the thing where, watch my pen, you know, all that good stuff. And so she told me after that, she said, I'm pretty sure that everything's all right inside your head. She said, I don't think anything's wrong with your brain. And I said, well, I know a lot of people would like to argue with you about that. But so she did the epilepsy maneuver on me. And she said the crystals in my left ear are all jacked up. And that can happen from an injury or from a dad blame infection, ear infection. So she gave me showed me a physical therapy exercise to do, where I sit up on the bed and I fall this way and sit back up, fall that way, and it seems to be helping. So my balance and vertigo much better over the last week. But now, for the thing that bothered me the most, the stenosis in my neck. I went Friday and had the spinal steroid epidural in my spine. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was real worried about that. You know, sticking a needle in your spine, that goes against everything this old country boy thinks is something good to do. But I made it through it. Come home Friday, I felt good. I mean, for the first time, you know, back here where the pain was originating, it felt good. got up yesterday morning. Nah, not feeling too good. Still having tingling, burning, all through this arm. And I found out just recently by sending out a prayer request through a text message that a lot of my friends have had this same issue. And they all told me, said, oh, by the third day, you'll be feeling better. Well, today's the third day. Not much change. Matter of fact, I run into one of them today at church. And I was talking to him and his wife. And I said, I come home Friday just feeling great. And she said, well, it was probably from the anesthesia. Because I don't know what they gave me, but they put a big old bruise on the backside of my arm, putting a IV in. They knocked me out. They woke me up until I was done. So anyway, the doctor said give it a week. And then, of course, my buddy, I think, well, he had lumbar stenosis. So he ended up going through 3 different epidurals. And they finally got him where he's in good shape. So I'm kind of bummed about that. I was really hoping that false sense of goodness that was going on Friday was, on the road to recovery. But it is what it is. So, off work tomorrow, Labor Day. So I'm just taking it easy. I haven't done anything all weekend. I mean, I had told everybody the only, hey, now that sounds promising. The only thing strenuous I had planned this week was opening my toolbox Tuesday morning at work. So, but anyway, so yeah, I went through the procedure fine. It wasn't nothing like I thought it was going to be, or anything like that. It's very, very painless. I mean, when they put the anesthesia in that shot in my hand, that burnt worse than anything. And I guess it is what it is. We'll continue to try everything we can, because like I said, the only other option, they want to go through my neck here, go in there and clean all that stuff out and fuse vertebrae, and I don't want to do that. But I just I guess you put a lot of confidence in some things because you hear so much good about them, and then all of a sudden, when things get real big in the windshield, they don't do what you want them to do. Much like this thunder I'm hearing in the background now. It's dry here. My little goat pasture is dry out through there. I mean, it kind of crunches when you walk on it. But it is what it is, as they say. That they say person must be Chinese. That don't sound like any they say. That sounds Chinese, but it ain't from around here, I don't think. So anyway, I just want to jump on here and give y'all an update. I did have my epidural. Right now, I'm not seeing big results. Maybe a few days. Everybody tells me, give a few more days, and I understand that. Like I said, I know it didn't get in this shape overnight, and it's not going to fix overnight. So I appreciate you watching. Like I said, if you want something 3D printed, check out Everyday Cult 3D Printing. And more, plus more. 678-602-8525. Garrett fixed you up. Nothing else, he'll make you a 3D printed knife. He made me one. Jeff Eubanks, thank you very much. Give me a like, I'd appreciate it. Bye-bye.